What's that? I don't know. I guess that's become a popular thing, so. I do coconut water. I used to drink, not today. It's too late. I've already, you guys just woke up. I've been rolling since 6 o'clock. Especially the guy in the hat with the upside down glasses. I know he just got out of bed, but I don't do Diet Dr. Pepper or Diet Cokes anymore, so.
We'll let Coach do an opening statement.
We haven't played any games yet. I'm still in a good mood. Give me a month. That'll change.
Talk about the start of preseason and then obviously open for questions. So Frank, whenever you're ready.
Obviously, I've been excited about this team since last year. I saw the possibilities because we had a bunch of these guys in practice, even though they didn't play in games last year. So I had a feel for what it can be. We've had I can't remember. It might be the first summer where our roster was intact, where I wasn't running around trying to recruit somebody for a scholarship. Our roster was intact all summer. We had great leadership on our team last year, which I remember calling a timeout. Not calling a timeout. There was a play late in the game last year, and me asking Hassani, like, how's it feel? And he's trying to get me to tell him what play to run. And I said, no, forget the play. How does it feel? And he said, what are you talking about? I said, how does it feel to finally listen and be a good teammate and good things happen for you as a player? And he just started laughing. And he went and called his own play. I didn't tell him what to call, and he called the right thing, and it worked. And it's because of all that growth between him, Chris, and even Trey Campbell as the season went on, all those young kids learned from them, and they've been great this year. So does that mean we're going to win any games? I got no idea, but I know I'm excited when I go to practice every day.
Questions? Dave?
Frank, going on into your 8th season now, have you been as excited about any other team as you are about this one going into it?
Yeah, I'm always excited, Dave. I don't go into seasons concerned with the warts. It goes back to what I'm about. I don't worry about what I don't have. I worry about what I do have. And I don't get more or less excited. I just think that this team has the possibilities of growing. The ceiling for growth is there's a lot of room there before we can even see the ceiling. So the excitement, the enthusiasm for me never changes. It doesn't change. I don't care what the situation. My first year here, I knew we had some limitations as a team, but I was excited to get out there and see growth. My enthusiasm is always for growth. It's not for wins and losses. So I'm revved up and ready to go. And because I didn't have to, and this is the truth about the business, I didn't have to exert countless hours of travel and energy on our roster in the summer. I'm actually well rested right now. And I'm sleeping better. Seriously, I've been battling a real bad shoulder, and it was hard to sleep for the last couple of years, and I'm sleeping better. So I don't know if that's good or bad for our players, but I'm well rested right now.
Frank, I guess what were conversations like with Mike coming out of last year, and what have you seen from him through the first couple weeks on court stuff that makes you feel he'll take another step forward?
Yeah. Mike didn't handle. The last 2 years have been the opposite with Mike. He didn't handle the beginning of his sophomore year great, but I thought he played better as the year went on. And then his junior year, he was playing pretty good early, and then he just went in the tank. And Mike's biggest obstacle is self-confidence. And I never figured that one out his freshman year because he didn't have a lot of responsibility his freshman year. And you don't really find out about people, how they manage stuff, until they have a lot of responsibility. There's a reason why the person who makes copies makes a lot less money than the CEO of the company. There's a reason why the department head makes a lot less money than the principal at a school building. It's how you handle responsibility determines what you're capable of doing. And I didn't understand that with Mike his freshman year because he didn't have a lot of responsibility. I've tried to figure that out the last 2 years, and he's in a much better place. He's actually, I'm not going to say it because I know what I'm going to jinx myself and our team, but he's doing some things on the court that he's never done since he's been here, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Mike has been an unbelievable young man to coach. He's been an incredible representative of our program, who he is every day in that practice, in the community, in the classroom. The times you guys have interviewed him, the way he speaks, he deserves to have a real good senior year. And I'm excited to help him so it can be the best that it can possibly be.
Andrew?
Frank, you said obviously this team with the room for growth that could get better as the year goes on. Last year's team got better as the year goes on. Didn't get off to a great start. How do you feel about this team from the get-go with blending in some new faces and how you kind of navigate those first 2 months, the 2 months that ended up kind of biting you the most last year?
Andrew, contrary to the popular belief around here up until a couple years ago, in my history, my teams always get better. They never get worse. Frank Booker's year, we weren't very good early in the year. We were pretty darn good at the end of the year. The Final Four year, everybody was concerned because we lost a couple games late in the year, but I was happy because we were playing better again. You keep going on down the line. Our teams always play better at the end of the year. It's who we are. You have to, because the good teams that you play against, they get better too. They don't get worse. And you, at the end of the year, whether it's in a conference tournament or it's postseason tournament, whatever, you're not playing bad teams. You're playing good teams. Good teams get better. Last year was one of the funnest years I've had in coaching because of all the adversity that was thrown at that team, the youth on the team, and yet they're what's the word I'm looking for here? Their resilience, their relentless pursuit of improvement, not allowing anything to kind of get in their way. And I'm not going to say I'm defeated, but I'm a human being. When AJ got hurt in that Alabama game, I went home that night and I was like, why? We went from extinction to we win that game. We're in the NCAA tournament conversation. And all of a sudden, boom, and now you're sitting there saying, why? And we went out and played at Missouri on a quick turn against a team that they just had unbelievable depth at guards, and we had two guards, and we had to play a certain way. And even though we lost that game, I realized, our guys got some fight in them. I got to do a better job coming down the stretch the last couple games. And they helped me grow last year. And that was fun to be around. And so I'm excited the way these guys approach things, that they're going to keep fighting to grow and help each other. And that's why the last 2 years I've had an unknown relationship with my team. What do I mean by that? Well, the guys that were returning from the Final Four team, they had small responsibility. I didn't know how they were going to handle more responsibility. And then we had a bunch of first-year guys. Then we obviously went through a transition that year. And we had, when I said new guys, I'm talking about grad transfers, Wes Myers, Frank Booker. So now you get change on your roster. A couple of guys that we brought in didn't stay. You had graduation. And now you get to last year. And last year a couple guys were really old. The majority of guys were really young. and you go through that challenge and that growth. And this is the first time in a while where I have a roster where I have a pretty good feel for everybody. That's also, I don't know if that's excitement, but having an understanding of how the guys I'm with are going to manage challenges gives me a sense of peace.
Mike?
All right, thank you, guys. Christ, that
Frank,
was
what have you seen from AJ Lawson that you'll have liked this offseason? Where does he take his game now after 1 year of college basketball?
He's a really good player, and after 2 practices, if you walked in the gym and you'd never seen our team, you would not be able to see who A.J. Lawson is. That's how good the other guys are playing. There's not a huge difference between guys. He's got to shoot it a little better than he has the last 2 weeks. He's worked too hard at it. He's good. He's not here's what else is, and this is an adjustment for him in practice, which is only going to help him. Our guards are not driving to the rim and getting shots. There's some balls getting beat up when people go to the rim. We haven't had around here. And we've been a one-man blocking crew with Chris Silva. So in practice, if Chris was not where he can go get a block shot, there's nobody else. We got guards blocking shots. We got bigs like playing over the rim. So that's a good thing for him because AJ's real good perimeter shooting and at the rim. His growth has to be in that area in between. And he's gotten better at that. But when he goes to the rim, it's getting really hard in our practice right now. So, which is a good thing. But he's an awesome kid. He's got to shoot it better than he's shot it the last 2 weeks. We've had 2 practices and 2 one-hour team practices in individuals, and he hasn't made shots the way he's capable of. But he will because he works at it.
Going off the A.J. Lawson theme right now, what do you think his experience with Team Canada did over the summer, and how much did that help with his experience?
Yeah, as players, it's always you're looking for growth. Growth comes from confidence. Confidence comes from growth. It's all connected. And his growth, when he played with Team Canada the summer before, 18 and under, I believe was the age group, where I was actually recruiting him at the time, he scored for them, but he was not as involved in ball handling decisions on that team. Was it Nimhart? I can't remember who it was. There's somebody else that was the predominant ball handler, and there was another guy that handled the ball a lot more. Then he comes here last year, and then that became part of his maturation as a player, is being more involved with the decision-making with the basketball, not just a guy that shoots layups and dunks in the open court, becoming a more consistent shooter. He worked at those things. He got better at them. Now he goes back out with Team Canada, and what happens, because of the work he put in,